If you have fibromyalgia, you've probably heard some really funny things that people think fibromyalgia is or is not. We've even thought a few of them at one time or another. There's a lot of them, but I picked my top 5 misconceptions about fibro. 1, it's all in your head. 2, alternative treatments are pointless. 3, only older women are affected. 4, the pain is minimal and doesn't affect everyday life. And 5, a special fibromyalgia diet is needed. So let's talk. Hey guys, I gave myself a haircut to keep the crazy hair away. That's off topic. It's all in your head. You've heard this one. I mean, I have. Not in so many words, but basically I've been told to exercise or eat only certain foods and it'll go away. I mean, exercise is good for everybody. But we know what happens when we do too much. Or maybe you've heard that it's not a real illness. But you know, and I know it is. Just watch my What We Know About Fibromyalgia video. That explains what researchers have shown. Our doctors know it is. If you have a doctor who's knowledgeable about the disease, the doctors I have now know it's real. But my previous family doctor, I could tell, was totally unsure. I took him articles to read, not sure if he did, but I thought it might help. He was old school, you know, the kind that think that if it's not on an x-ray, it isn't real, or if I can't give you a blood test to prove it, then it's not a real disease. Maybe it's a psychological problem. I have a few close friends who are understanding, and I assume they know it's real, but honestly, it doesn't matter to me anymore because I've done my research and I know the truth. PET scans don't lie. When researchers found more inflammation in the glia cells of individuals with fibro in the brain than those without, they found inflammation that wasn't there in people without fibro. And that's good enough for me. As far as stigma goes, well, those people are not informed. So it's okay. I can let that go. Alternative treatments are pointless. Well, I don't believe that one. I know that light movements, strength training, like exercising on my elliptical for 5 minutes. I'd like to hit 10 minutes, but haven't gotten there yet. Stretching, that's absolutely necessary. Massage when I can afford it. Warm to almost hot baths. Heating pads. Love it. And meditation, well, I did that a lot when I was heavy into my dissertation. These all help me feel better. Do you have treatments not mentioned here that help you, or does any of this help you? I mean, they're not a cure, but they help me manage my symptoms, and I know that I need to get a good night's sleep, pace my activities, and keep my IBS under control. When I do these things, my quality of life doesn't suffer. So I don't let anyone tell me that there's nothing I can do. Only older women are affected. This one makes me cringe a little bit. Men may not get diagnosed as often as women, but I have my opinions on that. But it does get diagnosed in men, in children, in teenagers, people in their 20s through their 50s. I was 49. I didn't like going anywhere that required me to walk for long distances. I kind of still don't, actually. When my husband and I went to Niagara Falls, we went exploring. At one point, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it back. On the inside, I was thinking how embarrassed I was. I was panicking when people walked past me. My husband let me hold on to him because you would think that since we were going downhill on the way back that I'd be fine, but that wasn't the case. He let me wrap my arms around his shoulders from the back, and we took it slowly, and we made it back. Whew, I still remember that. A few years later, we went to the Grand Canyon. I learned from the Niagara Falls trip that I needed to stop and take breaks. And there are areas you can sit and rest, and we use those areas, every one of them. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're helpless. The pain is minimal and doesn't affect everyday life. The problem with fibro is that the symptoms fluctuate. One day, I feel like I'm almost human again. And then for days after that, it's like the energy that I had dissolved into nothingness. Someday the pain is minimal, but on those days when my pain is severe, I can't get much done around the house or do the things I love to do. Just sitting for long periods can cause me to be so stiff that when I get up to walk, it hurts. Once I'm up and I get to moving, I usually feel better. Long car rides are difficult too, but I'd rather take a long car ride than a plane trip anywhere. I don't know why. Plane trips make me nauseous, but I've gotten used to it. Usually when I go to the doctor, my baseline pain is anywhere from 2 to 4 out of a 10, so that's pretty good. Sometimes it shoots to a 5, but I feel fortunate because some people live in a 4 to 5. But let me tell you, even mild pain is like having the flu. I put a link to a 10-point scale below. Personally, I hate describing my pain this way. Like the article states, pain severity doesn't address all of our other aspects of pain, like sharp, dull, or throbbing. But if you're asked if your pain is tolerable, well, yeah, I tolerate it. What else are you going to do? But if your pain is a 4 or 5 and you tolerate it, does that mean that you don't need help? For my first rheumatology appointment, my doctor showed me a chart and asked what my pain level was at that time. I said 8. Every moment was a struggle. I wasn't sleeping well. I fell asleep sitting upright in the chair waiting on my doctor to come in the room. I was working full-time too, and medication helped. And then I learned alternative treatments, and those helped. So over time, I got better. But I do think we all have a certain level of pain tolerance, and over time, we learn to tolerate it. So I often wonder if my pain level is truly a 2 or 3, or is it a 4 or 5? And I perceive it as a 3. I don't know. Now that I'm retired, I've thought about taking meds during the day, but I'm worried about feeling sleepy. I imagine that I'll start to tolerate the medicine over time, but I've got things to do. And the last one, a special fibromyalgia diet is needed. Medical science hasn't been able to prove this theory other than eating a healthy, balanced diet, but everyone needs to do that. Lean protein, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, and always drink your water. I limit my caffeine, my refined sugars, fried foods, red meat, and processed foods. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not an expert in this area of eating perfectly right, but I do my best. I do fall off the wagon sometimes because I like chocolate. I mean, we've heard all of this for years, haven't we? But I do get annoyed by advertisements that say how I got rid of my fibromyalgia by eating these simple foods. Really? Well, the science proves this otherwise. I hope you found this video helpful and encouraging. I send gentle hugs and support your way. Love you. Even mild doesn't address. I'm not an expert in this area. I fall off the way. If you like this video, please comment below and like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.